college football. Picks and Parlay family. It's me, Detroit Lenny here, joined with Nick Earl and Scott Steen. Talk some college football week one. We're going to do this rapid fire style. We got 3 games we're going to go over that we really like. Top 25 matchups for Saturday. You guys are going to like, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, use the promo code below. Saves you 20% off everything you purchase, picksandparlays.net, especially off of these guys' handicap. Earl Sports Bets, obviously, you guys know them. Picks and Parlays. Scott Steen, you know his place. Picks and Parlays. College football packages are available. I apologize. My wife's on lunch, so she's got to text me. And also, NFL packages are available as well. And MLB season is still obviously going strong as always. So let's get into this real quick. Like, share, subscribe always. Notre Dame, Texas A&M. We're going to start with a total here from Nick Earl. What says you on this 46.5 with Notre Dame?
Yeah, the way I like to look at football games, and this is probably a little bit more NFL than college football, but I listen to what the market says and the way the lines move and things along those lines. Like, that's the way I like to look at games here, especially with totals, because totals are definitely, for me, the tougher one to kind of predict is totals compared to sides in some spots. This line opened up around 48, down to a 46 now, 46.5. So shop around as always, try to find the best available numbers. And this line opened up at a 1.5. It's up to a 3 now for Texas A&M. The A&M Aggies do look like an interesting side in this spot, but we're looking at the total in this game where it's dropped to 1.5, 2 points with 22% of the tickets and only 46% of the cash on the under. Looks like a pretty sharp under here for me. I like this game to go under the total. We look at these two teams. They're probably going to be playoff caliber teams in this game. And I could see this as a playoff caliber type of game where the defensive intensity is up and things along those lines. So I like this game under the total here, under 46.5.
I like that, under 46.5. Notre Dame, I try to stay away from sides with them. They just they tend to always screw me every year. Let's keep this party going here. We're going to talk Illinois State and Iowa. Hawkeyes, Redbirds, totals 41. Scott Steen, what says you?
You know what? We're not exactly reinventing the wheel here. We're going to take the Iowa under 41. Kirk Ferentz is suspended for the first game of the season for a stupid recruiting thing that he had doing. But Iowa brings back just about everybody on that team. They're returning 19 starters. The Redbirds, you know what? They've got some good guys coming back too. 6 all-conference players. They also brought in 8 FBS transfers, lost 4 of their own in the portal. That's going to happen to FCS schools. Mason King's a good guy. Almost had 1,000 yards rushing, 13 TDs. And the O-line is anchored by a guy that's probably going to be playing on Sundays in Hunter Zambrano. And they've got 3 returning starters back. And none of it matters because this is the Iowa Hawkeyes defense. I don't think they're going to be able to get many big drives going. I think they're going to get some first downs. But you asking this Iowa team to go 70, 80 yards, or this Illinois State team to go 70, 80 yards down the field, I don't think that happens. Right. Iowa, if you rode them last year on the unders, you had a very good season. 12 of their 14 games went under this number of 41. And perhaps most impressive, they played Michigan in the championship game. Michigan put up 26 on Iowa as Iowa put up the big goose. But they then went on to have Bama hang 27 and Michigan put on 27 on Bama and 35 on the Huskies. So to hold them to just 26 points was impressive. What's even more impressive is Michigan had the ball almost twice as long as Iowa did in that game and still put up just 26 points. I think the Iowa offense gets a little better, and I think it's going to be all one-sided. I'm looking at 35-0, maybe 31-0 in this one. Either way, I think Illinois State hangs a goose, and this one goes under the total of 41.
There you go, under 41 from Illinois State and Iowa. Yeah, if you were on that train last year for the Iowa unders, we were talking about that before recording. I mean, it's like, whoop, whoop. We're going to keep that baby moving.
They were the limbo team. Every week, the bar just get lower and lower. Under. You start seeing 28s and stuff. It was incredible.
First side, both these guys like this game, and we're going to talk why. And I'm going to bring everybody in to talk a little bit about this here. Let's move this here. Mountaineers plus 8.5. Nittany Lions, and let's just call them the Nifty Lions because that's just what it should say. Penn State minus 260. What says you? Nick Earl, you go first.
Yeah, this one kind of caught my eye a little bit, and we're going to be singing Country Roads. Take me home, West Virginia. Give me the Mountaineers plus the 8.5 here. And if you guys are feeling bold, you're feeling frisky here. That money line, I think, is very live in this spot here. They're a very good team in Morganton. This is a team that is very home road dependent, is something I've noticed over the years, where they're a team that covers more at home than on the road. And I think in this line, it opened up around 9.5, 10, and it's down to an 8.5. 32% of the tickets, 65% of the cash is on these Mountaineers. So they look like the very sharp side in this spot as well. And for me, this is just also, I saw one more stat on this one there. I believe I saw since 2005, when a ranked team goes on the road week 1 against an unranked team, they're hitting around 42% on the ATS line there. I think it was 29 and 40 or 29 and 42, something along those lines. Road ranked favorites do not generally have a good time on the road week 1 if they have to travel to an unranked team. And I think that kind of plays into here. We go a little bit Mountaineers outright in this spot.
That's fair. I like that. Maybe a little sprinkle action. And Scott Steen, before I get to you, this graphic, I don't know who we paid to do this, but it's flip-flopped. The Nitty Lions, technically West Virginia should be on the other side. They are at home, just to be clear on this. Scott Steen, Nick Earl, I don't know. Do you agree with him?
Oh, yeah, I do agree with him. You
hate to, but yeah.
I think a lot of people are looking at that game last year. Penn State won that one. They're in Happy Valley by a score of 38-15. But you know what? It was close going into the second half. West Virginia just couldn't execute the plays when they needed to do it late in the game. PSU did put up 332 yards passing. But you know what I was impressed with? I was impressed with this offensive line of West Virginia. It's one of the best in the Big 12, if not the country. Penn State led the nation last year in sacks. They only put up 3 sacks against West Virginia. And this is a West Virginia team that's bringing back nearly everybody except for Zach Frazier and Doug Nestor. And they really found their groove, especially late in the year. They were 4th in rush yards and FBS. They bring back White and Donaldson. Those two guys combined for over 1,600 yards rushing and 15 TDs. Garrett Green, maybe one of the best quarterbacks you've never heard of, at least as far as dual threats go. He ran for 772 last year, 3 touchdowns, and added 13 TDs through the air with just 4 picks. Now, everybody's saying that Drew Allar needs to step up for Penn State. He's going to be very good. But you know what? This is a West Virginia team that led the Big 12 in sacks last year, and they've just gotten better. I think the deciding factor in this, just like Tim does, it's the fact it's being played in Morgantown. That is a crazy atmosphere. They have a guy in a coonskin cap running around with a rifle. You don't get any more West Virginia than that.
Yeah.
You don't get any more West Virginia than covering the 8.5 against Penn State.
Penn State wins this game by less than a touchdown.
Yep.
Okay. But I'll probably sprinkle on West Virginia, just so you know, just in case. Sure. But I love the 8.5 here. There's your consensus play, if you will, from all three of us. Take it for what it's worth. Guys, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Promo codes below saves you 20% off all college packages, NFL packages that are available out on picksandparlays.net from both these premier handicappers. We'll give you a quick rundown here, a little recap, if you will. Nick Earl, he likes the under 46.5 for the Irish and Texas A&M. And Scott likes Illinois State and Iowa under 41. This is going to be a thing with Iowa, just saying. Get on board for the rest of the year, folks. You're welcome. Hit the like button. And everybody likes the Mountaineers, including the guy running around the Coonskin Cap. He likes the Mountaineers as well. We're going West Virginia. Good luck unless you're against this Saturday. College football's back. I'm excited. Good luck unless you're against us.